What I want to do in this video is to give you an overview of this assignment and to clarify the right approach and the wrong approach, and if there's any confusion related to the index and the position, so hopefully it will get clarified. So I want you to focus on the outputs that I'll be showing you, and for the most part you don't need to worry about the code. So I have a function here which gets me the detail of any student which I want based on its roll number. So if I want to get the details of the student having roll number 101, I can very easily do that. This function will come in handy in the later steps. These functions I've written ahead of time, and I'll be using them to show you the right and the wrong way. Now, the max variable, it depicts the size of the entire array laid out in the memory. Either it has data or it is uninitialized. It doesn't matter. This shows the entire size of the array. The variable count is used to store the current number of records in system. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 20. Now whenever so this max should be at least 100 or 200, but for demonstration purposes I am making it 20 so that you can easily see the output. I'll be so let's initialize our array. So I've given blank values here, so that's why you are able to see those blank values, but most probably in C you'll see some garbage value. You don't need to clear it, but it is better to clear it. So I have my database, so to speak, of 20 records which are currently empty. And now the first thing that I'm going to do is show you the correct way of appending records in this. So let's say that I want to insert the record of a student having roll number 5, and the index which I'll use to store this record will be the count, and then I'll get the details of the student of roll number 5, and you can see now that we have this record stored here. So this is the correct way to do this. Now let's talk about the wrong way. So you might be tempted that why do we have to store at this roll number 5 at index 0 or the index count. Let me store it at the 4th index, and let me again get the details like this. So this is the wrong way of doing it. Now let's insert roll numbers 5, 2 and 1 back to back. So let me copy this statement. So I am inserting the record at the index count, and then I'm getting the details of the student 5, incrementing count, and I'll be doing this for roll numbers 5, 2 and 1. So 5, 2 and 1. Let's print the value of count. So the value of count is 3, and let's print our database. So you can see that the students are inserted in the order which I have given, 5, 2 and 1, and these are the index values, the corresponding index values for those students. Okay, so this is the right way of doing it, and you probably would have guessed it that the wrong way of doing it would be that you store this record 5, roll number 5 in the index 4, this record in index 1, which is over here, and this record in index 0. Okay, now let's so this was appending. Now let's talk about inserting at a particular index. So for example, let's say at this location I want to insert the record for roll number 3. So how will that look? So I'll insert the record at index 1 over here, right? So index 1, and then I want to get the details of the student whose roll number is 3. So now these two records have been shifted. So these two records, they were present at index 1 and 2, but now they have been shifted to indices 2 and 3, and the third student is present at this index which I have given. So this is the right way of doing it. And if I had to insert the record of the student after this, and I probably should do count, I should increment count. Let's also print the count. So it's 4. Let's recheck our database. Yeah, so we have 4 records. Yes, so what I want to do now is so let's say if we have the same database available, and I want to clear. Show you the wrong way of doing it. So let's say that if I had to insert the wrong way of doing this would be roll number 7. Let's clearing out the entries. Do it like this at the index location 1. So something like so this would be the wrong way of doing it. If you have to insert or append the record, the student whose roll number is 7, you'll do it over this record. So just use count here, because that will give you the number of null student records which are there. It will automatically translate to the index value here. Since we have count value 4, I think was student, we could have used 4 here, and we could have appended the record value. Null record, right? So it was null. So this is the wrong way to do it. Let me comment it. Okay, now let's talk about deletion. But before that, let us take a look at our database. So still we have these records 5, 3, 2 and 1. Now if I want to delete, let's say, this student, so how will my database look after the deletion? Let's see. So delete at, so I said I want to delete this student, so the index is 1. So if I pass in 1, now you notice that these two records of roll number 2 and 1, they are shifted to the top. And here we see that so this record got deleted, and these two records shifted above in the deletion. So this is the right way of doing it. The wrong way of doing it would be to simply clearing the record. So what do I mean by that? So the wrong way of clearing the index 1 record would be to do something like let's create a copy first, and then at index 1 you set it to the null, yeah. So this would be the wrong way of deleting this record, because these values didn't shift, and this is the right way in which we are shifting the records. Up until now, whatever outputs which I've shown you in the form of this table, I've shown you the entire structure of our array. So this output which you see here, it's the entire array structure. So in traversing, you're not supposed to show the entire structure of an of the array. So in traverse, what you'll do is, so if I let me print out my database. So this is the entire structure of my array, all my 20 elements for now, but in your case it might be 100 or 200. So I will not print out all these all this data. Instead, I'll simply pick only those which has the data in it. So that is till 0 till count. So these indices, this range will have the data. So the traverse will look like this. So the traverse will only print these values. Now there is one more clarification I would like to do regarding the index input. Now at this stage, at this point of time, if I want to insert a record, what can be the possible index values in which I can insert the records? So I can definitely insert it at 0, and my data will shift below. Similarly for 1, for 2, and for 3 as well. So if I insert my new record at index 3, roll number 1 will be shifted below, and another record will take its place. But I can also insert at index 4, right? So I can also insert at index 4. So inserting at index 4 is nothing but appending, and that's what we have been doing till now. So if you want to validate the input from the user, that where you want to insert, this is a good criteria, that you check that it is greater than equal to 0 and it is less than equal to count.